Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. We got Season 33 War 8, pretty good one. We're sticking with Path 7 as usual. We got the Longshot, we got the Kingpin, we got the Doom on Power Snack there. We have this Dragonman here on the Opportunity Stun and Defective Defense. And then we have a Tigra here on the Spite and Rise to Power node. We have a green Goblin on Aspect of Evolution and Kinetic Transference. And then two more, we have the token Mangog on 54. And then we've got the final Nimrod boss. So the plan is, as always, to use Spider-Man. I'm going in on the Longshot with Anti-Venom, thinking like, well, he's Incinerate immune, so I don't have to worry about any of that. I have a Petrify to help mitigate the kinetic transference, but I don't know what it is about this fight or the way the AI was behaving, but it really just like threw me off. So he seems to kind of like be like almost like passive aggressive, like he'll be like super passive, and then he just does not want to throw his special. And then I'm pretty sure that he was running 5 out of 5 in Mystic Dispersion. He caught me with a dashback special intercept there, and then I don't know if that was me or what, but I felt like I did a one-hit combo into a special and it just didn't connect. Luckily he didn't punish, but it did still hurt because I didn't get my Petrify up, which I really needed because his power gain was pretty high, and then I was having a hard time baiting his special, so I took a fat crit. It was like 26k or something like that. Did a lot of damage, and I'm not playing very well this fight, so I'm not really loving it. I maybe should have warmed up more before I went in, but I wasn't really worried about this fight. It seems like this season I have a theme of doing very poorly against the easier fights and then just absolutely wrecking the more difficult fights. I don't know if it's like a mental thing or something, but he just really don't want to throw specials until like the most inopportune time. Again, he catches me on a dash back there. So I'm thinking at this point, you know, I'm at 43% health. He's at 67. I can definitely recover this, but I just need to play better. And then I go for the Dex there, and then I Dex a little too early. It's like the first time I've ever failed to Dex his little like thing falling down from the sky there, but I was pretty upset about that. First fight of the war died. I'm going to go in with Spider-Man and then try to finish this one off. And then looking back, I probably should have just went in with Spider-Man from the start. I didn't think about Mystic Dispersion. That definitely would have helped mitigate his power a lot there because, you know, I can't gain buffs with Spider-Man. So also if I would have you know, had the Wither debuff and Spider, like this definitely would have been a solo with him from the start. So really need to I don't know if it's like a animations thing with Anti-Venom or something, but seems like anytime I go into war and I don't use Spider-Man, I end up taking a death. So next up we have this Kingpin on the Vivified Brute Force. I'm going in with Bishop here. The plan is to drop a Power Start 1 boost, get a couple parries off. Bishop's good here against Kingpin because if Kingpin shrugs the parries, they become a passive stun, so it's kind of like having like a white max pre-fight almost in a way. And then I'm just going to get up his sorry, I'm using my wife's car as my studio right now. I'm gonna launch the special one. That way he will start purifying my incinerates and then just detonate and explode himself. So I'll tap into him every now and then just to keep the brute force off. I've tried this fight a couple times this season, and then it resulted in one solo, and then I died to it once, but it was like a dropped input issue. So I'm pretty happy that this one's going pretty decent so far. So he's really close to a special 3, it's 70%, and then I let him purify one more stun, so or one more incinerate, and he goes down. So super clean fight, easy there, as long as, you know, the inputs and everything are going smooth. So it's definitely a good matchup. You see Kingpin there a lot, so Bishop is definitely, I think, the shout for that one. Next up, have this Dr. Doom on Power Snack and Backup Recovery. I really like Spider-Man for this matchup because I got the Wither. I don't really need to hit into Doom, don't need to crit, can't gain buffs, so I can't really get shocked unless I get slapped in the face. So the plan is to just dex a lot, keep my Wither up, stack the ruptures. As long as I do a good job at managing the Wither, I'm not worried about Power Snack. I'm not worried about Mystic Dispersion because I'm immune to buffs. So it's a pretty safe fight, honestly. Like, Dr. Doom is such a common rank 4 and a common defender. And then I think Spider-Man is probably one of the best counters for him. I know Reed is pretty good for him. Cap Infinity War can be pretty good for him, especially with the Defiance tactic going on. But I really just like Spider-Man's playstyle here, where you don't rely on any sort of like big numbers like crits or anything like that. You just let the ruptures do their work. There goes the backup recovery. I wasn't even close to losing my Wither, so I like Doom's AI. Like, he'll play pretty aggressive, and then it's easy to get dexes off on him. He tries to hit me with a out of nowhere slap there, throws me off. I end up catching the tail end of that special one. I'm usually pretty good at dex, like full dexing Doom specials. Even the special 2 I can get a lot of the time, but in war I don't like to push him to it, because if I do fail, then that one definitely like slaps, whereas his special 1 is not very strong. It's more of like a utility use there. So you know, not a perfect fight here. I did get clipped again, but overall he goes down. I'm at 78%. Can't really complain about that too much. You know, maybe if he was a long shot he would have got me, but next up I have the Dragonman here on the defective defense opportunity stun. Same sort of plan with Spider-Man here. I was looking forward to this because this is a unique placement. I don't see Dragonman here a lot, and usually chalk this node up to another one of the guys in that alliance. So I'm going to go in here. He does kind of like play passive at the beginning. That's unfortunate. I catch the tail end of a heavy attack. That's also unfortunate, but it's okay. I don't like when they start with the dash back because I really need to get that initial dex off to pause it. Like, I can eat about 25% of my Wither debuff trying to get my initial dex if they do a dash back right at the start. But other than that, you know, I'm not really worried about the opportunity stun because I'm not really trying to parry here. Not really the play style with him, so I really need to get another dex there, pause the Wither, and then just push him over a bar of power. Got a huge rupture there. Okay, yeah, so I think that I was deciding to try to get a dex off of that, and then it just didn't register in time. So either way, Dragonman goes down, soloed there. Next up, I have a Tigra. I could see why Tigra is placed here. You pretty much need either a Defiance champ or Spider-Man here, because I'm sure that Tigra is probably running high Mystic Dispersion, and then you do have to dex and evade and bait out a lot of her specials. So if you're running with someone who's not buff immune, you're going to be triggering a lot of Mystic Dispersion, and if you have someone who does have buffs, you're also going to be triggering a lot of spite. So I think Tigra was a pretty decent placement here, but unfortunately for her, Spider-Man is a really hard counter for her. Not worried about Mystic Dispersion, not worried about spite. So it's pretty much just your basic Tigra. Don't get clipped by the specials, don't let her get to special 2, and then just stack the ruptures and let the burst damage do its work, and then bait out the special when you can. I'm not ultimately super duper concerned with keeping my Wither paused here. Not a lot of power gain here as long as I don't have buffs, which I don't. So go ahead and dex out that special 1, and then she explodes, and that was a super clean fight. I did not take any damage at all in that, so can't really complain about that. I think I went in with the combat regen boost to to pick up some of the health I lost on Dragonman. Next up, we have Green Goblin on Kinetic Transference, Aspect of Evolution. A very nasty placement here. This could be really bad for a lot of champs. His special 1 is hard to evade, has a lot of hits, and the more of those that he throws into your block, the more power he's going to get, the more often he's going to go over bars of power, and then his attack is going to get really strong, and you're going to be taking a lot of chip damage from the block. So I'm really just trying to get he's playing like really weird, like he just wants to throw those heavies over and over and over again. But you know, I've lost pretty much most of my wither here, so I think at this point I'm just trying to get it paused, and I think I decided to start hitting it into him a little bit to try to build some power to get back to special 2. I might be able to keep my wither up for the rest of the fight, but it's going to be pretty hard. So let's see what I do here. Luckily I have it paused there, so that really don't build that much power, so this is why Spider-Man is a really good counter for this fight here. As long as the wither is up, the special 1, it results in, I think, a net negative for him. So also the multiple ruptures really keep his madness healing at bay. So got a fraction of my wither left. The fight is going pretty well, 96% health. I lost my wither, but I'm just going to go ahead and finish it off there. Clean fight, nasty fight, but Green Goblin goes down with loss of minimal health. So yeah, initially I think I wanted to take this eye bomb with anti-venom, but I kind of sucked and died on my first fight, so I left it up to MU. But this is the 8th war and then the 8th Mangog face-off here with Spider-Man, so I've had him every war. I think I died to him once at the start of the season, but I kind of reeled it in after that, and then most of the fights were pretty much clean. Some were cleaner than others. Some the invul boost really come in clutch here, so I am running the invul boost again on this one, because if I do mismanage the wither or the AI don't want to cooperate, then he's liable to get to his special 2 pretty quickly, and that can sting a little bit. When you play Mangog, he's a noodle when the AI has him on a mini boss node with all these attack boost increases. That special 2 is like a nuke. So so far the fight's going pretty clean. His rages are stacking up pretty high. He's at 8 now. I'm in danger of him going enraged and then you know, going unblockable and unstoppable, so I'm trying to keep that from happening. Unfortunately, it's a fool's errand, and he's going to throw his special. Now he's fully unblockable. He's unstoppable. I'm in my corner. I'm, you know, sweating here at this point. I lost my indestructible boost. He's building up his special. I'm just trying to salvage it at this point. I take a little combo here. I'm trying to push him back a little bit as best as I can. I have to get some space. I push him to special 2. I have no indestructible boost. It's a all or nothing moment, and it happened. So that kind of got a little hairy at the end there. I was in danger there for a moment, but luckily I had just enough in the tank to finish it off before I die. So second Nimrod boss of the season for me. He's a good placement here. He gets a lot of armor ups and stuff like that. However, Spider-Man, you know, he slap on the suicides. I'm going to be healing up. I'm going to be doing a lot of damage. And then I'm not really worried about this fight at all. So I think at some point I'm going to try to get to special 3 just so I don't have to manage his unstoppables, and it's going to make the fight a little bit easier. But first things first, I'm going to keep my wither paws. I'm going to stack my ruptures. I'm going to watch the unstoppable armor timer, because he's got 2 little timers going up there in the corner. I think one's for his native armor or his phase or whatever, and then the other one is for the unstoppable. So I'm kind of just pretending they're both unstoppable armor, because I mean they both can do the same thing anyway. So just paying attention to both of those gray timers up there. Trying to build power when I can. I noticed like the best way to full dex his special 1 is wait until he's like basically throwing it. So like you can see, like I stood there, like eating a beam like halfway through, but it's just there's no hits registered in it. So if you dex a little too early, you will get clipped by it, but you just wait until the very last moment to do the dex. So at this point, I'm at a special 2. I have a good amount of my wither up still, so I'm going to push to a special 3, try to get that slow off, and then, you know, go from there. I don't really need the wither too much. It does help a little bit, I guess, but the more special ones he throws, the better anyways, because it just gives me more dex to pause debuffs and things like that. So now I'm at the special 3. I'm going to throw this off, and at this point, the fight is really under control. I just don't need to make any huge mistakes. Even if I do make some, you know, I have such a huge damage mitigation. I have willpower healing from the poison. So he's slowed. Unstoppable armor is off the table at this point. He's got his wither halfway up, and yeah, it's just, you know, finish the fight off. Like at this point, Nimrod is facing impending death, so it's just a matter of time. So just dodge a special 1 here, go in, get a big burst of damage, plenty of time on the wither, plenty of time on the slow. I'm just going to bait a special 2 here. He's not going to go unstoppable or anything like that. Just hit that slow dex there. I think I'm just going to bait out a heavy here so I can get it opening, and the fight is pretty much over. When I was baiting the heavy, I don't know, like I ate the heavy, so whatever. That was like the only like real mistake I made there. 41% of damage taken was from a single heavy attack. So but pretty good war. I think that was 8 fights including the boss. Sucks that I died on the long shot, but I feel like, you know, that node I've underestimated, and I haven't paid attention to it. It's such a more or less seems like a vanilla node, so I think that in lies where the problem is, because you just underestimate it and then go in, and then I forgot about some of the details like Mystic Dispersion or something like that. So I'll definitely be on the lookout for that. Moving forward, we are trying to get a donut as a battle group. We've missed twice now, thanks to me. So this war, my battle group only had 1 death. That was unfortunately to me and Longshot. And then I think the last war, it was also me. So I've only had, I think, 5 deaths this season. And they've all pretty much, besides the first war, they've all been in wars where the rest of the battle group went death-free. So shame on me for doing that, but we'll get this next one. War 9 will be a donut for Battle Group 3. So other than that, you know, thanks for stopping by, guys. Do me a favor, hit the like button, drop a comment, let me know what you think. Tell me how bad I suck on that long shot fight. I get it. And then sub to the channel, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.